Who is in the Epstein Files? The list of some of the world's most rich and powerful people with ties to late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein has lengthened, after the US government released millions of new files from its investigation into the disgraced financier. The latest drop of material, dubbed the Epstein Files, on 30 January include 3 million pages, 80 images, 2 videos, and a number of household names like Richard Branson, Bill Gates, and Elon Musk. There is no suggestion that appearing in the documents implies any wrongdoing. Many people who have featured in previous releases have denied any wrongdoing in relation to Epstein. The release came weeks after the deadline set by the Epstein Files Transparency Act, which was signed into law by US President Donald Trump in November. It required a full release of all Epstein-related documents. Democratic lawmakers and some Republicans say the Trump administration has still not met its obligation and is holding back additional documents. Here is a list of some of the people mentioned in the latest release. Elon Musk. The documents include email correspondence between Epstein and tech billionaire Elon Musk over travel plans Epstein appeared to be arranging, although Musk has said he has never visited Epstein's private island. In November 2012, Musk wrote in an email, "What day and night will be the wildest party on your island?" In another, from December the same year, he wrote, "I really want to hit the party skin inst barts or elsewhere and let loose," adding that a peaceful island experience is the opposite of what he's wanting. Response: Musk responded in an post in January, acknowledging that the emails might be used to smear my name, but said he was more concerned about the prosecution of those who committed serious crimes with Epstein. Bill Gates. 2 emails from July 2013 are written as though drafted by Epstein, but it is unclear if they are genuine or were ever sent to Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates. One email is written as a resignation letter from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and complains about having had to procure medicine for Gates to deal with the consequences of sit with Russian girls. The other, which begins, "Dear Bill," complains about Gates having ended a friendship and makes more claims about Gates having tried to cover up a sexually transmitted infection, including from his then wife, Melinda. In an interview with Nipper, his ex-wife Melinda said the release of the documents brought up memories of their marital struggles. "I'm able to take my own sadness and look at those young girls and say, my God, how did that happen to those girls?" she said. "At least for me, I've been able to move on in life, and I hope there's some justice for those now women." Response: a spokesperson for Gates told The Big, "These claims, from a proven, disgruntled liar, are absolutely absurd and completely false." Donald Trump. The US president is mentioned hundreds of times in the newly released files, including a list compiled by the last year of allegations made against Trump by callers to its National Threat Operations Center tip line. Many of these appear to be based on unverified tips received by the agency and were made without supporting evidence. The list includes numerous allegations of sexual abuse made against Trump, Epstein, and other high-profile fighters. Response: Trump has consistently denied any wrongdoing in relation to Epstein, with whom he says he severed contact decades ago, and has not been accused of any crimes by Epstein's victims. The Epstein files do not read like a single story. They read like weather gusts of rumor, foggy recollections, fragments of correspondence drifting in from different directions. Names appear and disappear like constellations half-seen through a cloud cover. To open the files is not to find a verdict, it is to enter a maze of paper where power leaves fingerprints and then insists they mean nothing. When the United States government released millions of pages, emails, images, videos, memos, it promised transparency. What it delivered instead was volume. 3 million pages do not explain themselves. They do not speak in own voice. They murmur. They accuse. They hedge. They remind us that proximity is not proof, and that absence of proof is not the same as innocence proven. The files ask readers to hold 2 ideas at once: accountability matters, and so does truth. At the center of the storm is Jeffrey Epstein, a disgraced financier whose life intersected with wealth the way gravity intersects with mass. His orbit was wide. His invitations were many. His abyss, now beyond dispute, cast a shadow backward onto everyone who crossed his path. The question, "What is in the files?" becomes a proxy for another question: how does power move, and we notice when it moves badly? Some names land with the thought of familiarity. Elon Musk appears in emails that read like a snapshot of bravado and logistics, talk of parties, travel, and appetite for spectacle. The tone is casual, almost careless, the kind of language that thrives in ruins where consequences feel far away. Musk has said he never visited Epstein's Island and warned that such emails could be used to smear him. The files themselves do not contradict that. They present words without context, plans without proof of action. In this space, interpretation tempts the reader, but restraint is the more ethical response.